this lady at the piano. Her name is in the program. Mrs. Laney has been coming 1 and sometimes 2 mornings a week to accompany us. So would you give her a nice hand? There is one other lady that I would like to publicly thank. The other half of this program tonight is due to our art teacher, Mrs. Sonderella.
just can't satisfy the boys and girls of today. Every year they want something new, something different.
I know. It doesn't seem possible to figure out what girls and boys want anymore. Let's take a look at some of these letters.
Listen to this one. Dear Santa, could you please send me an electronic machine that can play the piano for me? Be sure it hits lots of wrong notes, and every few minutes shows, how much longer do I have to do this? That way my mom will really think it's me. Thanks, Buddy Buster.
Wait till you hear this. Dear Santa, last year you sent me a baby brother for Christmas. I was wondering if you could take him back to the North Pole and send me a teddy bear instead. One that doesn't cry and sleeps through the night. Thanks a lot, Dolly. None of the letters that I read gave a solid clue as to what children really want. Maybe this one from a parent will help. Dear Santa, you have given my son all the latest gizmos and gadgets. At first he was happy, but then he began to act as if something was missing. This year, could you bring him toys that will make him happy? I'm not sure what to suggest, but I know you will. I look forward to hearing from you, a grateful mother.
Can you beat that? The parents are just as dumb as we are.
Santa, what's missing? We are trying to do our best. I wish I knew. We'll have to give this a lot of thought. We're back to work now. You're right, Santa. This is the busiest time of year. The clock keeps ticking. There's not a minute to waste. Better hurry up. try something new, something different. I like to feel stimulated and appreciated. Well, if that's how you feel, I won't stand in your way. I want you to be happy. I'll call an employment agency to see if I can get an appointment. I'll start dinner as soon as I'm off the phone. I don't know why Mrs. Claus doesn't feel appreciated. Didn't we buy her a monogrammed dustbuster for her? It sounds like a textbook case of midlife crisis. Pickwill personnel placement. We've got the jobs, you got the skills. Sign with us and we'll give you the frills. Ooh, I'm sorry, we haven't had any recent requests for a whistling waitress, but if anything comes through, we'll give you a call. Good morning, may I help you? Yes, my name is Mrs. Claus and I have a 10 o'clock appointment with Miss Hedda Hunter. You may go right in, Miss Hedda Hunter is expecting you.
Hello, you must be Mrs. Claus. Please have a seat and tell me a little bit about your qualifications.
Qualifications? What qualifications are you interested in?
Well, can you speed type?
Not actually, but I'm pretty good with the head and heck method.
Ooh, I see. Can you take shorthand?
Shorthand? No. My fingers are much too long for that.
Mrs. Claus, I'm getting the impression that you have few, if any, skills. What can you do?
I take very good care of reindeer.
Good with animals. Mind if I take notes? Yes, what else?
I've also taken very good care of my husband.
Good with animals and husband. I've got it. What about animal husbandry?
That's taking things a bit too far, Miss Hunter. I do have talents, but they're not easily wrapped up in a sale package. Perhaps I'm just wasting your time.
Mrs. Claus, please be seated. What are your talents?
I get along well with elves.
Elves? Oh, excuse me. Please go on. What other strange, interesting talents do you have?
I work well in a cold climate.
Works well in a cold climate. And?
I've been around toys all my life, and I have a real flair for knowing what makes children happy.
I've got it. Why didn't you tell me this at the very beginning? I have the perfect job for you.
You do?
Certainly. Head hunter can recognize a talent a mile away. You'd be great for the UFO Shorts toy store. Would you like a sales position with them?
Yes, that would be fine. When do I start?
Here's your introductory letter. You can report to work immediately.
Thank you so much. I think you've just launched a whole new career. You can make electronic toys if you want. I'm going to make soft and cuddly toys.
Soft and cuddly toys. Kids don't work for me anymore. Get with it. Stereos, VCRs, electronic controlled cars.
All the letters I've read say they want sports equipment. What's going on here? Why aren't you all working? Santa, there are only 3 more weeks before Christmas, and we still can't agree on what toys children want for Christmas. Not a thing to worry about, my little friend. I've engaged 4 top-notch marketing experts, and they've agreed to come to the North Pole and tell us exactly what children really want. Speaking about what kids really want, what's for dinner tonight? Since Mrs. Claus is working late, I'll be making my marvelous microwave marinade. Seriously, Santa, what is for dinner? I'll be making a dish called Frioles con Perros Calientes. Wait a minute, Santa, what's going to be in this delicious meal? Hot dogs and beans, of course.
Santa, we've had that every night for 3 weeks straight. Yuck, ever since Miss Claus got her job at the toy store, lean cuisine has turned into bean cuisine.
At this stage in my life, I never knew I'd have to be a gourmet cook. I have unfinished paperwork to complete, and you all have unfinished projects. So back to work now.
I can't find my clean socks, and these don't seem to match, do they?
No, they we don't. But they'll have to do for now.
Well, Mrs. Claus is here. She would have seen to it that we had clean socks. And
Please, I'm trying to get some work done. Santa, what happened to my sweater? I couldn't have grown this much in a week. Well, I washed in hot water and used the highest setting on the dry I could find. I don't know what's wrong. Oh, Santa, it says dry clean only. It was my favorite sweater. Mrs. Claus would have never let this happen. Santa, we're hungry and none of us want any party on Marvelous Monkey Oyster. Can't we go out to dinner? All right. Where do you all want to go?
I want Mexican food. Let's go to Tico Taco Tico.
I want pizza and Italian food. Let's go to Eating Beanie Scallopini. I want seafood. Let's go to Shrimps Are Us. Please, stop. You all have got to realize that being a house husband is very new to me. Mrs. Claus always handled these things for us. She leaves at dawn, returns at 6, and 10 elf dinners I must fix. I wash their clothes and mend their socks. Now 2 of them have chicken pox. One day a nurse, the next a cock. This crazy life has got to stop. Just sometimes what I want to be, so give my sweater and run to me. I once was a happy Santa. My life was a ho-ho-ho. But now that he has got such joy, I do not know. In days of dreary, of candy canes and mistletoe. But now that Mrs. Claus has taken up this cause, everything has got to go. He just didn't understand her, so she had to take a stand. Now he must cook and wash and clean a little I never wanted to be a wife. Hello, may I help you?
Yes, my children are writing to Santa and they're trying to decide what to ask him. It seems we're having difficulty making up our minds.
But Mom, I know what I want. I want one of those stuffed cabbage dolls.
Oh, I think a challenging computer game would be much more interesting. How about this brain teaser? Stock it to me, the new stock market sensation. Don't let your finances pull you under. Make your child a Wall Street wonder. Teach your kid to play it cool and make a million in grammar school. Wow, just think of that, children. We could all become rich.
I wouldn't put much stock in that game, Mother. When children talk about playing, they usually don't mean the stock market.
Well, we'll see about that.
Please, Mother, let me believe and say everyone is stuffed ears.
Excuse me. Do you sell a new martial arts kit for children under 6?
Physical combat for kindergartners.
Sure. They advertise for it on TV. It's called Karate Chop. They say by kindergarten he'll be the top gun and knock the blocks off of everyone.
How about a toy that will help him to make friends? Perhaps you could check his Christmas list. Did you bring it?
Yeah, sure. But look at some of the silly toys he's asking for.
A toy boat, a talking teddy bear, and a set of trays. Why, these sound like wonderful gift ideas.
It's obvious that you don't know a thing about children. Excuse me, do you have the new cosmetic kit called Punk Junk? It contains lipstick, hairspray, orange dye, all these funky, guaranteed to make you look funky.
Oh, my, is this for you or a child?
A child, of course, my 3-year-old daughter, Trinity. I guess you can tell that I'm a modern mother who wants her daughter to deal with the latest things.
But Doggy thinks he's a little young for all of this.
Listen, Grandma, you're living in the past. If you want to sell toys, get with it.
Here comes a group of children. Let's get some ideas of what they're really like. Excuse me, children. If you could ask Nancy to bring you anything in the world, what would it be?
Anything at all? That's kind of what I'd ask for.
Just give us toys and a song, cuddly and fuzzy, ones that we can hug and squeeze. You can keep your electronic toys, they're the ones that flash and beep and make a lot of noise. Just give us toys and a spoon, something tough and furry, one that any kid can love. You can keep your toys flash and beep. And get to cuddle when you go to sleep. Just give us something cute. The fuzzier the better. A hugging and a squeezing too. Something cuddly friend will love us in the end. One who always cheer us when we're blue. Toys and a sheep. Ones that we can care for. Ones that we can share with too. So Santa, if you're wondering how the toys are dreaming of, just give us something fuzzy, something soft and fuzzy, something we can really love.
I should know. Isn't it just like kids? You never know what they want from one minute to the next.
May I please have your attention? The marketing experts have arrived and they are ready to tell us exactly what children really want for Christmas. Please be seated for the professional presentation. Let's hear from our first marketing expert.
Hey, Santa Claus, we know you know cool, but if you want to look sharp, you got to dress cool. Celebrate has been easy today to smart life. So let's put some action on the sewing machine. Some things that are shorter than designer jeans. Cause it's nice out. Kids today. Just don't fix it that you'll be doing okay.
Marketing expert number 2, step up and show us what you can do.
Santa Claus repeats with that battle axe. Very famous, she doesn't know her facts. She doesn't know really about the kids as a day. But I know what they like and this is what I have to say to them. Mom, there's Harry's Fairy Mine. These toys that make them get it up. A double dose of anything gross. That's the kind of toys that sell. So Santa, if you want for a tooth again, I'm telling you that anything ugly is.
Marketing expert number 3, come up and share your expertise with me. Santa, I don't know you got that too, but you got a real time with this attitude. If you want to know, please stop kiss today. Give me rap music and video. Maintain recording and stereo sound. Lots of sex, they dance around. Yeah, rock around this way, it's all out. They want to turn it off. anything electronic. Toys to flash and beep and blank. They just have to entertain them. Don't need to make them think. Some electronic toys, stuff to good. I guarantee that they'll be this year's hits. Well, thanks a lot. That's all we have to say. We hope you had hands on the keys today. Well, thanks a lot for your expertise. But it seems like I can see the forest from the tree. I'm more confused than ever, but one thing I know. These marketing experts have got to go. I don't know a thing I didn't know before. Cause after you genius, it will show you the door.
Now we're really in trouble. 2 weeks before Christmas and we still don't know the toy.
Or what kids really want. We never had these problems before. I couldn't notice we had these clocks here. We've got to get her back. Wait a minute, I've got a good idea. Got her on the seat.
Well, those experts didn't help a bit. I'm more confused than ever.
Santa, we have a suggestion. Why don't you hire a full-time consultant?
I've had my fill of experts. We're not talking about just any old person. We're thinking of somebody with special qualifications. What qualifications?
Well, of course we would suggest someone who could get along with elves.
Care for the reindeer. Surely a person who has children. You know what you really like? There's all kinds of toys.
Well, let's not forget one important detail. This person must be able to work in a cold climate. But where would we find a person like that? That's easy. Just call Pigwell Personnel Placement.
I've already got the money for this phone. Here you are, Santa.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, this is Hannah Hunter. May I help you?
I sure hope so. I'd like to hire a full-time consultant, please.
Are there any special qualifications needed?
Yes, he would have to be.
Excuse me, does this person have to be he? We have many qualified chiefs working for us.
Look, I'm desperate. It doesn't matter as long as this person can get well with elves, care for reindeer, and
Stop right there. Let me guess. And must be able to work in a cold climate.
how'd you know?
I have the perfect person for you. Be at my office at 12:30 tomorrow, and I'll arrange a meeting.
Thank you very much. I'll be there.
Pigwell Personnel Placement. We've got the jobs, you got the skills. Sign with us and we'll give you the frills. May I help you? Yes, Miss Hunter, may I speak with you?
Hello.
You may have a seat. Go. Miss Hunter will be with you in just a moment.
Oh, hi. Why are you here? Did you lose your job?
No, I have an appointment to be introduced to a prospective employer. What are you doing here?
I'm here to interview someone for a toy consultant I created.
Hello, you must be the gentleman interested in the toy consultant. I see you two have already met.
Not only have we met, we're married.
Married? Boy, that sure was quick.
Oh no, you've been mistaken. We've been married for years.
I realized that both of you had the same last name, but I never suspected you were married. How could you be living together for so many years and not realize she was the best person for the job?
The job? What job?
Mrs. Claus would be an outstanding toy consultant. She's all the qualifications you requested.
Oh, I've been so foolish, Mrs. Claus. Why didn't I think of you in the first place? Well, now that you've settled that, we will be leaving.
Just a minute, Santa. I didn't say I'd accepted the position.
What duties are in my
Job description.
job description? Well,
What about salary, hours, working conditions? If she's working full-time at the workshop, who's responsible for all the housework?
Believe it or not, Mrs. Claus, I've learned to make a pretty mean meatloaf. And from now on, it'll be a 50-50 split. That sounds like an offer I just can't refuse.
You've got to realize that things will be much easier now that both of you work together. Everyone knows that two heads are better than one.
You make the games, I'll do the toys. Together we'll make presents for the girls and boys. You do dessert, I'll do the meat. Together we can create the latest gourmet treat. Because
Two heads are better than one, we'll do it. Two heads are better than one, we'll do it. Two heads are better than one, they make work like fun.
you get the cloth, I'll get the thread. Together we'll make outfits that'll turn their heads. You grab a broom, I'll grab one too. Together we can make the workshop clean as new. Because
Two heads are better than one, we'll do it. Two heads are better than one, we'll do it. Two heads are better than one, they make work like fun. Everything is better when you do it together. Things are much easier to do. One single thought would be right on by. Makes things much more fun to
you get a brush, I'll get one too. Together we can paint a pretty sky of blue. You make the tune, I'll make the key. Together we can sing a song in harmony. Because
Two heads are better than one, we'll do it. Two heads are better than one, we'll do it. Two heads are better than one, they make work like fun.
there's a lot of work to be done, so we'll be getting back to the workshop. Bye now. Bye. Bye.
Bye,
Safe trip. Miss Hunter, who was that chubby old guy? Does he own a local toy company?
It's not local. I think he said something about the North Pole. Well, wherever he comes from, he'd sure make a great Santa for next year's Thanksgiving parade. Put his name in our file.
Santa and Mrs. Claus are going to be here any minute. I sure hope our plan works. Here they come, here they come. Mrs. Claus, we're really glad to have you back. We knew you could help us. We need your help right away. We have a lot of work to do, and we haven't made any decisions on what toys to deliver. The marketing expert said that kids only want electronic games and stuff like that. Is it true, Mrs. Claus? Is it true that kids no longer want soft and cuddly toys? Of course not. Sure, children like to be up with all the latest things, but no matter how sophisticated our technology becomes, children will always want toys that will help them learn about loving and sharing and caring for each other. Well, that's true for everyone. It certainly is. Everyone, young and old, needs someone to love.